Okay, today's topic is VPC. VPC means Virtual Private Cloud. Okay, Virtual Private Cloud we are calling in AWS. So why we are calling as a VPC? We are creating a private cloud. Okay, we are creating a private cloud over the Amazon data centers, over the AWS data centers. So it's nothing but a cloud, so that's why we are calling VPC as a virtual private cloud. So I can give you a best example. So there is a building, okay, and I have a thought to buy a flat. Okay, so in this gated community building there is a one flat. Okay, so if I buy this flat, okay, I am the owner of this flat, but this land is not mine, this building is also not mine. The same thing, the VPC also, the building is not mine and the land is not mine. The same thing, resources are not mine and the cloud is not mine, the data centers are not mine, but I can create my own virtual VPC, my own data center I can create over the Amazon cloud. So that is VPC. To create this VPC, we need 5 key components. Okay. What are they? The 5 key components are: first one is a VPC, the second one is internet gateway, the third one is subnets, fourth one is routing tables, fifth one is security groups. Okay, VPC, internet gateway, subnets, routing table, security group. Even it is on-premises data center also. Okay, if you are installing any server and you are running any application, okay, installing any server in the physical building, okay, so there is a server and you are running an application who is sitting outside the user, okay, he wants to reach, we have to configure these key components mandatory if it is in on-premises or on cloud. Okay, even we are trying to open our AWS console, okay, the console, the page, how we are opening that one? Because of this only. Even the AWS also itself is a company, itself is having a one default communication to the end user. Okay, so that's why Amazon also maintaining these things default: VPC, internet gateway, subnets, routing table, security groups. So I will show you in the diagrammatic way, but just I will read some brief about this VPC, internet gateway and subnets. So first, VPC is an isolated network in the cloud. Okay, so we can create under the regions. So VPC is a region specific. Only we can create a VPC under region, not VPC under region. Sorry, region is not under the VPC. Let's say this is Mumbai region. Okay, so in the Mumbai region we are creating a VPC. Virtual private cloud we are creating in the Mumbai region. In the Mumbai data center we are creating a VPC. So every region has one default VPC. I told you. So Amazon, how we are opening, right? So Amazon console we are opening. The console is nothing but Amazon is having multiple data centers over the world. Okay, all are interconnected. All are interconnected. All are interconnected and given a common console. The console is nothing but we are opening in AWS console right now. So that console, how we are able to open? Because of these 5 key components. We are also opening because of these 5 key components only. If these key components are not work defaultly, we even cannot access the AWS cloud. So that's why Amazon Mumbai also it is maintaining one default VPC. And suppose if we are accidentally delete a default VPC, we have to raise in request with the AWS people. Okay, so nowadays no, many members are not raising any AWS request, so it will be not work for your account. If you delete default VPC, the account is not work for your for of the some futures for you to do practice of your labs. Oh god. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible.
Yeah. So power cut happened. So where are we? And yeah. So VPS is a free of cost, and we can create 5 VPCs in one region as we are using a AWS free tier account. And every VPC is follows one
Rajini,
CA.
your screen not shared it.
Is it visible right now?
Rajini,
Hello? Hello?
Rajini, your voice is not audible and also screen not shared it.
Am I audible right now?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Let me share one more time. Is my screen presenting to you?
No, not yet. Yes, now presenting.
Now?
It's presenting, but nothing displaying like that WordPad, Notepad and all.
Now?
No, it got stuck.
Okay, I'm using mobile hotspot. It's not connecting. Okay. So right now, is it visible right now? Is my screen moving?
Voice is not clear, Rajini.
Hello?
Yeah, Rajini.
Is that okay now? Is my
No,
screen?
no. No, Rajini. స్టక్ అయిపోతుంది కానీ ఏం కనిపించలే, నేమ్స్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతున్నాయి.
అసలు మూవ్ అవ్వట్లేదా? నేను మూవ్ చేస్తున్నా.
ఆహా.
వేరే
ఏం
ఓపెన్.
అట్లా. ఆ, ఇప్పుడు నోట్ ప్యాడ్ ఓపెన్ అయింది.
ఇప్పుడు వేరే ఓపెన్
ఓకే
అయింది.
ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు ఓకేనా?
ఓకే ఓకే దెన్ సి ఎవ్రీ వీపీసీ అందరికీ కనిపిస్తుంది కదా? ఐ థింక్ అందరు తెలుగు వాళ్ళే కదా.
Yes, yes.
ఓకే.
కనిపిస్తుందండి, విజిబుల్ అవుతుంది.
So we are at seventh point. VPC has a CIDR notation. CIDR is nothing but custom inter-domain routing. Okay, so every VPC and every internet gateway is follows the CIDR notation. So I'll tell you what is this CIDR notation. So every CIDR notation can be have one notation like this. So these notations are starts from /8 to /32. Okay, how the number is decreasing, the IP address will be increase. Sorry, how the number is decreasing, yes, the IP address will be increase. How the number is increasing, the IP addresses will be decrease. Okay, so I'll give you a best example that today is I think one of your birthday. Okay, and you have invited many friends to your birthday and all are attended. So what you will do when your birthday is there? So we'll cut the cake. So like this one cake. Okay, so this cake is nothing but this /60. Okay, this cake is nothing but /16, and this cake is having a name, right? Cake kind of thing, name. So I can give a name as 192.168.1.0/16. Okay, so what I'll do, so I cannot give whole cake to one guest, right? So what I'll do, I'll make this cake as a pieces. Make this cake as a pieces. So in this cake, how many pieces are available? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 pieces are available. The /16 is nothing but the outer circle, the perimeter of this cake. Okay, the size of this cake, and the cake name is 192.168.1.0/16. So in this pool, I can call this as a pool. Okay, pool. So in this pool, 8 IP addresses are there. 8 IP addresses are there. The same way, if you are giving a mask, you can call it as a CIDR notation also, or mask. Okay, this /16. So this kind of notation every VPC can follow. Even the internet gateway, even the subnet will follow the CIDR notation. Okay, so in under this /16 there is a one piece. Okay, so this piece may be a /24. The size will be /24, but this piece is came from this cake only. So this piece can be have 192,
Sorry
168.
to interrupt. Raju, మీ స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తలేదు.
Is it visible now?
నోట్ ప్యాడ్ కనిపిస్తుంది నాకు.
Is it moving?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think now you are not get any problem. So power back. VPC has a CADR notation. So as I told you, we can take in cake as an example, and there are some pieces. The outer part of the cake can be a /16. Okay, /16. This is a notation. Okay, so in this there is one piece. Okay, this piece having a /24 size, but this piece is came from this cake only, right? So this cake is having 192, 168, 1.0 /24, you can call it as a 1.0. So like this we are dividing. This concept is called CADR notation. Okay, we are applying this concept on making of our infrastructure. So we'll see. So what is the internet gateway? Internet gateway is mainly used to communicate between your application which is deployed in the server and to the end user. End users are nothing but who are using browser, okay, or mobile phones or laptops. They are trying to access one application or one web server. Okay, those are end users, we can call it. And the internet gateway is a region specific. Yeah, we are creating this internet gateway in region. So every region has one default internet gateway, and do not delete this. So internet gateway also Amazon is following one default. Internet gateway is free of cost, and it will also follow one CADR notation, that is 0.0.0/0. What is this 0? 0 means anywhere, any. Okay, from anywhere in the world you can access this internet gateway. So that's why it is having a notation 0.0.0/0. We will create multiple internet gateways under one VPC. We can create multiple internet gateways under one VPC. Yep. So we have to attach one internet gateway to the routing table and the VPC to communicate end users to the application. We have to attach this. And now coming to the subnet. So what is the subnet? It is a smaller network inside the VPC. Let's take this box is my VPC. Power cut. Hello.
Yeah,
I don't know what happening. Power cuts are happening here. Okay. So subnet is there. So let's assume as this box as my VPC. So under this box, so I'm making some pieces. Okay. These pieces are nothing but, so I'm making the sub pieces of this box. So this can be a subnet. Okay, this can be a subnet, we can call. It is a smaller network inside the VPC. If you are considering VPC as a network, and this subnet is a smaller network inside the VPC. Okay, and we can create multiple subnets under one VPC, and subnets are availability zones. Okay, subnets are availability zones. We have seen already what are the availability zones. So I'll tell you a short, two lines about the availability zones one more time. This is my Mumbai region. So in this region I have 3 availability zones. Okay, AZ, availability zones, AZ. So these are the actual data centers. Okay, it's calling as 1A episode 1A, 1B episode 1B, 1C episode 1C. So Amazon is calling with this name. These three are the data centers. Every data center is following 100 km far, okay, 100 km distance, 150 km distance. Okay, I can create my server here in this availability zone. Okay. If something was happen and this data center is collapsed by the earthquake or some flood hazard, okay, so this data center is no longer available, so I can take backup from the AZ2. If this is also not available, I can take backup from the AZ3, and this is also not available, then the total region is not available. So these three data centers are interconnected, and these three data centers are placed near the Mumbai location, so that's why Amazon is calling Mumbai region. This is nothing but a logical boundary. The outer line is called logical boundary. If the total region is not available, we can take backup from other country like N Virginia, Ohio, okay, from Sinde and Canada Central. So we have 23 regions in the AWS. We can take from any of the country backup of this server. In this server, what we are running an application. So this application data we can take backup. So subnets also following the CIDR notation, and those are also free of cost. And subnets has to attach to routing tables. Routing tables. We will discuss downside this what is the routing table. And every region has multiple subnets, and every region is follows some default subnets. Do not delete this. Coming to the routing tables. Routing table is nothing but a virtual router in the cloud. Okay? Virtual router in the cloud. The main purpose of the routing table to communicate between the different networks. Communicate between the different networks. So routing table is a region specific, and the routing tables also free of cost. These are also free of cost. Every VPC and every region will follow one default routing table. Do not delete this. If you delete this, you are not able to communicate with your VPC. Okay. So there is a one implicit routing table will create whenever you are creating VPC. Automatically, this route table will be create. Okay. We can also create a custom routing table. Means how the user can access the application. We can give some instructions in the routing table. Okay, and this routing table need to be attached between internet gateway and subnets. And now coming to the security group. Security group is a virtual firewall at EC2 instance level. So it is following some protocols and the port numbers, having three fields. What are they? Anywhere, custom, my IP. So anywhere means wherever you are in the world you can access. Custom in the means you can define some set of IP addresses who can access. My IP means I can bind with only single IP, which is my mobile IP or which is my laptop IP or which can my Wi-Fi IP. Okay, through that IP only I can access the AWS cloud. So this is a security, and on the which protocol we have to access we can define there. Okay, and every security groups are region specific, and this is also free of cost. And there are some default security groups also. Do not delete those. Security group is following inbound and outbound rules. So who can allow inside and who can go outside. Outbound means outside, inbound means who can allow inside. So this is SG, security group. So I'll show this 5 key components in a diagrammatic way, and you will get good understanding on this. Okay, now this is called an infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure, this is a public infrastructure. Okay, so this kind of infrastructure in the physical, how it is looks like. See, this kind of infrastructure, yeah, you can take any one of this. Okay, this kind of infrastructure, data center. Okay, this is the data center where the company's data can store and applications are running. Okay, this kind of infrastructure we are creating in the cloud like this. Okay, even the data center also require the 5 key components, but those are like physical. You have to go and you have to touch them and plug in, screw fitting. You have to do some configurations by your hands, by connecting your laptop and all in the data center. Okay, so this is not a cloud, this is a physical infrastructure. In the cloud, we can create everything by sitting in our home with our mouse clicks. So that is VPC. Virtually we can create our own infrastructure. Okay, that is how look like this. So this is public as subnet. Okay, so this is my server. Okay, this icon, these are the real time icons only. If there is any roadmap, okay, they will give you the map like this only. By seeing this map only, you have to create or you can implement the infra. Okay, so this, the outer line is nothing but region. Let's take Mumbai region as an example. Okay, so under this region I have created one VPC which is nothing but 10.10.0.0/16. So just remember the cake example. So /16 is the cake. So under this, under VPC, I created one subnet. This is subnet. Okay, this is subnet, means under VPC one subnet, one piece in one cake. Okay, this is following the same series 10.10.0.0/16, but here 10.10.1.0/24. the size is smaller, right? So that's why /24 is increasing the number. And now in this subnet there are 3 zones. Okay, 3 zones are in one region, right? So the 3 zones are here. In these 3 zones, these 3 are data centers. One of the data center I'm creating one server. Okay, in this server I can run my application, I can run my code. Okay, whenever you are running your application, how it can be reached to the end user? So it can be reached by routing table, internet gateway. Okay, now end user is me or you who are sitting or who are browsing. So you can browse in the Chrome. Okay, so whatever the application name like Myntra or Flipkart. Okay, so when it is the browser is running, the browser can be go to the route 53 is nothing but DNS. It will check all DNS servers. Okay, the DNS will give one result to the Chrome, and the Chrome or Firefox any DNS record it follows. So that will be read directs to the query to the internet gateway here, which we have created here, the internet gateway. So it is having 0.0.0.0/0, right? So from anywhere it can reach. Okay, so once it is followed, the internet gateway will check I'm working for whom. It is working for the VPC, that's why we have attached here. So this VPC is my VPC. So yes, you can go to the routing table to find that application. So in this routing table, so there is some information. This server is having one IP address. Okay, the subnet also having one IP address. This IP addresses, this IP addresses information routing table will have. Routing table will check, yes, I have the information, and you can go in this path. So this subnet is following availability zones. In one of the availability zones, this IP is configured. So here security groups will be involved. Okay, security groups will be involved. By this security groups, it will forward to the this application or this server. So then the user can experience in the reverse way, that able to open Flipkart or Myntra in the internet. So this is how the query will go to, and query will reach to the website or web server or an application. All of you got the point, or having any doubt on this theory?
Clear.
Clear, right?
Clear, Raju.
Yeah.
Money?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Sarla, are you getting, or okay? So I will go. So I will create one lab on this. Let me open my console and log in back. As a root user. So just type VPC in the search box. See, isolated clouds resources. Click on this VPC. Now this is VPC dashboard. Okay, this is VPC dashboard. I told you already, Amazon is following 5 key components as a default also. You can see VPC is 1. We have not created anything, but there is a 1 VPC. So there are subnets 3. Routing table is 1. Internet gateway also 1. Okay. Security groups also there will be 1. I have created 2 more. Okay. So these are default also, it is maintaining. And again, we are in the Mumbai region. You can see these are the 23 data centers across the world. See, I am in the Mumbai region right now, so I can create in the Mumbai data centers. My server I can create in the Mumbai data center. So in the left side, your VPCs, just click on this. See, this is the default VPC following /16 CADR. Default VPC, you can see default VPC. Yes, do not delete this whenever you're doing practice. Okay, just name it as a default or do not delete, like this. Okay, don't delete this. If you delete this, and you will be not able to do your practice. Okay, so let me create one VPC. So this is my VPC. Okay, so VPC only I can create. Okay, I can give one name to my VPC as DevOps Monk. Okay, so it follows CADR notation. It follows CADR notation. So what I'll give an IP address 10.10./16 my cake. So I'll create VPC. 1 minute. Okay, VPC and more. So we need some diagram also. That's why you can go with the VPC and more. So I'll give as a name, a project name as a DevOps /16 I have given. So then after number of availability zones, okay, number of availability zones, how many you want? There are 3 availability zones. You want 1 or you want 2? You can go with the 1 availability zone. And number of public subnets, so I need only 1. The private subnets are 0. So right now we are not creating any of the databases, so no use of the private subnets. So I'm going with the public subnet only. I will tell you what is private and public also. So NAT gateway is not required until and unless private subnet is required. Okay, just come down and create VPC. But before the creating VPC, you can see this is my project DevOps Monk, and how many subnets are I'm going. DevOps Monk subnet public one AP South, and the route table you can see automatically creating, and the network connections. One is the internet gateway, so one is native S3, where my all VPC logs can be stored. Okay, so this is my infrastructure diagram on the cloud. So create VPC. It is creating the all resources. Now view VPC. Okay, your VPCs. This is my VPC right now. You can see I have given 10.0.1.0/16 IP address. Okay, I can see the subnets also. The subnet is created automatically. There are 3 subnets at default. One subnet I have created. Routing table you can see. So there is one routing table is created with DevOps Monk name. Okay, and the internet gateway also. Internet gateway is also created. So the 5 key components are created already. Security groups also will create automatically. Now what we have created? We have created under the region 1 VPC, 1 subnet, routing table, internet gateway. And what we left? We left to create this server. Okay, let me create this server also. To create the server, let me go to the EC2, dashboard, and the instances, launch instance. So I'll call as a Monk, and I can take Amazon Linux. Okay, and the instance type is t2.micro. Key pair I am using June. Okay, we need to create one key pair while we are creating any server. So in this network settings, we have to select not default, do not delete, not default, this one. Okay, we have to take our own VPC, which is nothing but DevOps Monk VPC. This is my project. So there is one availability I have to, so that's why one subnet it is showing, which I have created. And the auto assigning public IP, if you disable this, it will be a private subnet. If you enable this, it is a public subnet. So private is not having any internet access, public is having an internet access. Okay, so I will enable it. And the security group is always follows inbound and outbound rule. Okay, so there is a default, so there is no security group is available. So I'll create one security group. Create, I'll give as a DevOps Monk ESG security group. Okay, so I will allow all traffic, not one protocol, all traffic. Okay, from anywhere, and just come down and come to advanced details. Okay, so advanced details, so user data, instead of adding here, will do in the CLI. Okay, so just create a launch instance. Just view all instances. refresh it. So this is my server right now. Okay, you can see this server is having an IP address of 10.1.116, which is nothing but it belongs to my VPC. You can see 10.0. These two are constant. These two are constant. These two are changed when you give /16. When you give /24, okay, the last one will be only change. When you give /23 also, the two octets can be changed. So there is some IP addressing and subnetting concept. Okay, we will discuss that part also. Okay, now the server is running up and running right now. Okay, this is on my VPC, on my private cloud. So this is totally my infra. Okay, infrastructure as a service. Okay, on this infrastructure service I have created one VPC, subnet, internet gateway, route table, and in one of the zone I created my server. So what I'll do, I will run some code here. So I have, let me connect to my server. Just select this, connect, and SSH client. An SSH client, just copy this command and open your terminal. Where is your key pair? Key pair is my download section. Okay, key pair is my download section, and just paste this command. So where is your key pair? It is in download section. From there, if you are given command, then only you can able to access the server. If you are giving any wrong path, you are not able to access it. Just hit enter and S. Now you are logged into the Amazon Linux EC2 server. Okay. You can see IP address also. Let me log in as a sudo. Okay. Sudo is nothing but who is having a user all administrative access of this Linux box or this Linux server. So let me run my code. Okay, so I have one HTML code here. Okay, so I'll just run this, copy, come here and just paste. Okay, so I'll give here as a DevOps mark. Okay, and hit enter. I have ran this a sample HTML. Okay, HTML with some shell scripting. Okay, this is shell scripting instructions, shell scripting instructions, and I have given some HTML to print some data. Okay, I have ran just, so it has been ran. So how can I see this? With public IP address you can see. Why? Because we have created public, right? So this is my public IP. Copy this and just paste. See, you can able to see this kind of message. Even I'll paste this IP address on the chat. Even you can also try. Are you able to open or not? Any one of you tried? Just open this IP address in your Chrome in the new tab.
The same thing is coming.
Yeah. So means you are at different place in the India. I means, and who are sitting in the Canada also or US also, in different geographical location. okay, able to access this print message. Why? Because we have given anywhere to access this subnet, so anyone can access. So this structure will follows all the application which are we able to open, like I have able to open WhatsApp, Meet, Untitled Diagram, and the Amazon, also Flipkart. Okay, so like this Flipkart or Mintra, anything. Okay, so which is able to open on the web. Okay, it is following this structure only. All are following this structure. Without the structure you cannot. Okay, there are some applications, I'll tell you that deployment process also. Okay, now day by day technology is emerging. Okay, there are some strategies are evolving. Okay, I'll tell you that deployment process also in our DevOps. But infrastructure as a service, without an infrastructure you cannot do nothing. Anything can you cannot do. Okay, but there is some part is involved with the infrastructure as a service. Okay, so you may take platform as a service, software as a service. So even you are taking platform as a service also, there is some part involves with the infrastructure as a service. Okay, this is mandatory to know. Okay, so every company can create this kind of infrastructure, and they will install here the what we can say application, and in this application they do DevOps. Okay, they will apply DevOps method to make modifications or to make a good experience with the users. They will do all this kind of things by using the servers. That is DevOps method. Okay, so this is my infra. Okay, so what I'll do, I will just remove this connection. Okay, so in the previous times also we have created an EC2 server. But what is the difference between in our first class or in a second class we have created an EC2 server and we can also able to access that one. But what is the difference right now and creating this VPC and the subnets? Okay, and creating at that time without VPC and without subnets. Okay, when you are creating any EC2, okay, EC2, in the first class also we have created one EC2. That EC2 is taking default subnet, default VPC, default route table, default internet gateway. Whenever you are creating an EC2, it is taking a default things which is Amazon is already having on the default key components you are creating. And right now I don't want to use default things of Amazon. I want to create my own infra. Everything is my own, and which I can only handle or I can only configure. So that key components I have created right now. Okay, with that only I am able to access my server. So I can also give some deny access or allow access also. So what I'll do, so we can remove this connection or this connection or this connection, any of the connection. So what I'll do, I'll go to route table first. This is my route table. See, this is my route table. I'll open this route table. Okay, so downside you can see routes subnet association. Click on the subnet association and just scroll down. Okay, edit subnet associations. Click on here. You can see the subnet is having /20 CID annotation. I will uncheck this box and save the changes. Okay, now what I'll do, I will refresh this. You can see this site can't be reached, means in my own configurations I have given I have not associated, means I have not connected from this route table to this subnet. Even you cannot attach this if you're not attaching this internet gateway with the VPC also, you are not able to access this application, or the internet gateway is not connected with the route table, so it will also not able to access. So this kind of thing, these are all my resources. You can call IG as a resource, route table as a resource, VPC as a resource, subnet also as a resource, and EC2 also as a resource. This outer boundary is nothing but a logical boundary. Logical boundary which we are all keeping under this region, Mumbai region. Okay, so I'll give connection back. Just open it. Routes, subnet association, edit subnet association. Just tick these marks, save association. Now let me refresh it. See, I'm able to see. So this is how in end user. Now I have searched here, right? So when I'm searching here, I am the end user. So it is coming like this. It is coming like this. Is this clear to everyone, or having any doubt? Please let me know. This is nothing but a public subnet. Okay, is that clear to all?
Yes, Rajni, clear from my side.
Okay, Subbu and Gangadhar, Mani,
Yes, sir. Yes, Rajni.
Yeah, clear.
yeah, Mani,
Sir,
yeah. Are you clear about this concept right now, or having any doubt?
yes, sir.
Clear, right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a public subnet. Okay, so tomorrow we have a class like public subnet and the private subnet. So what we are doing, so we are creating the subnets same like this, but there are some you can keep or private data there. Okay, and you will follow an AD process. So that is the best example for the how the all bankings are following. All the bank will follow an infrastructure, every bank. Okay, so we are going to discuss tomorrow that one, and today is a public concept, public subnet concept. The end user can access this application which is running inside the server. Okay, which is in the private subnet he cannot able to access. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. Okay, so deletion process. First you have to delete your or terminate your instance. Just instance state, terminate the instance, terminate it. So without terminating this instance and you are going to delete the VPC doesn't it is not allowed to delete. Okay, you have to delete first EC2. It is shutting down. You have to get a terminated option or terminated word. Now it is terminated. Your VPCs, just actions, delete VPC, right side actions. Do not delete the default one. Yours one you have to select, and actions, delete VPC. See, while it is deleting, whatever it is created, okay, all can be deleted at one time. You have to give delete option, delete word, delete it, and it is deleted. Go to the dashboard, and now you can check all are defaults are the VPC is 1 default, subnets 3 are default, routable one is default, internet gateway is default one. Okay.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.